The target's in my sights. My finger hovered over the trigger, every nerve in my body on high alert. Today's target was Mr. Hawthorne, a senior director attending the city's zoo inauguration. Just one more second and it would all be over. As I was about to pull the trigger, my earpiece buzzed.
Mission aborted. Fall back.
What the fudge? I lowered my rifle before quickly disassembling it with the precision I'd honed over years. But the frustration of the mission being canceled still simmered beneath my skin. This wasn't how things usually went down. I bolted out of the building, leaping onto my sleek black beast. I revved the engine hard, feeling its roar beneath me as I quickly merged into the bustling traffic on the avenue. I'm Zinnia, the top assassin of the Shadow Academy, and nothing ticked me off more than being told to wait. I made it back in record time. The Academy was hidden deep in the mountains, a fortress where the world's deadliest assassins were trained. This wasn't a place for the faint-hearted. But then again, I wasn't your average person. Everyone turned to look as I walked down the hallway. I was the only girl who made it this far. Known as the best sharpshooter in the academy, unmatched by anyone. I headed straight to the shooting range. I needed to blow off steam, the adrenaline from the unfinished mission still buzzing through my veins. Outside the glass window, the boys were gawking at me like they'd turn to stone if I so much as winked at them. Gunshots echoed through the range, every bullet hitting dead center. Bullseye after bullseye.
Impressive as always, Z.
Thanks, big boss. Mr. Blackwood was one of the few senior instructors I actually respected here, and he was also the one who assigned me missions. Before I could say anything, he read my mind.
Come to my office. We need to talk.
Walking into the room I knew so well, down to every gun mounted on the wall, Mr. Blackwood looked at me with a thoughtful expression.
Your mission has been changed.
He slid a file across the table toward me. It was still about the CEO, Mr. Hawthorne, but this time the details were different. Instead of eliminating him, I had to track him and gather evidence that would put him in jail for trafficking illegal ivory, rhino horns, and other endangered species. This isn't my job. I'm an assassin, not a cop or a detective.
I know, but you're the only one I trust with this important mission.
That almost convinced me.
Besides, if you complete this mission, you'll get a month off, fully paid, no strings attached.
A month off? Holy guacamole! The idea was super tempting. I hadn't had a break in years. The thought of actually having time to myself doing whatever I wanted was almost too good to pass up. Deal, I'm in. I stood in front of the lavish mansion trying to keep my cool until I came face to face with Mr. Hawthorne, who looked dangerous, a stark contrast to the kind face he showed the public the day before. My eyes darted around the house's thick CCTV system as we moved down the hallway.
My son is waiting to meet you.
Wait, your son?
Yes, I'm hiring you to protect my son, not me. But it's no different. That boy is my whole world, so keep him safe at all costs.
Before I could fully process this minor change, a file was shoved into my hands. The first thing I noticed was his face. Holy moly, he's handsome! Let's see, Percy Hawthorne. Basically a weak, useless, spoiled brat. But that means I could use him if I needed any information on Mr. Hawthorne. Perfect! I'll do my best to prove hiring me was the smartest choice you've ever made. He gave a cold nod and walked away, leaving me clueless about the mess waiting for me behind those doors. Inside the room was pitch black, but I could smell the intoxicating scent of cologne lingering in the air.
I don't need a bodyguard or a babysitter. My dad's just being overprotective.
I'm not here to invade your privacy. I'll just be right outside the door. I'm Zinnia, by the way. I was just about to turn and leave when something moved quickly in the dark and grabbed my hand. It was him, the most handsome guy I'd ever seen.
Scratch what I said earlier. I do need you. Zinnia. A name that fits someone as stunning as you. How about we ditch all this boring security stuff and go somewhere on a date?
I'm here to protect you, not to entertain you. Realizing he had overstepped, Percy backed off a few steps and cleared his throat.
Okay, sorry. I just wanted to lighten the mood a bit.
I'll start tomorrow. For now, good night. That night, after everyone had fallen asleep, I quietly made my way down the hallway straight to Mr. Hawthorne's office. Inside, it was just as luxurious as the rest of the mansion. Right in the center of the room, a pair of large ivory tusks glistened under the soft light of a desk lamp. They looked more real than real, but to be sure, I'd have to come back with some tools for a closer inspection tomorrow. I started my job the next morning and quickly realized I was the only girl in the entire mansion. Even the other bodyguards and household staff were all men. They swarmed around me like I was some sort of celebrity, only backing off when Percy showed up.
Back off from my bodyguard, or you're all fired.
Percy wasted no time putting his new plan into action. During breakfast, he insisted I sit next to him at the table.
Don't stand behind me like you're escorting a prisoner. Sit down here.
He pushed me into the chair, then slid his plate toward me.
Feed me.
That's not part of my job.
My fingers hurt. See? I got a hangnail and it's almost bleeding, so I can't hold a spoon. Your job is to protect me from starving to death.
I had no choice but to do what he asked. He looked ridiculous with mustard sauce on his mouth, and without thinking, I leaned over and wiped it off. Percy stared at me surprised. I immediately realized how close I had gotten and stood up quickly.
It's hot in here, isn't it? Let's go to the pool.
I stood at the edge of the pool trying to figure out if I was supposed to be a bodyguard or a babysitter. Percy suddenly surfaced from the water, droplets shimmering on his body.
Are you staring at my abs?
What? No, I'm just doing my job, keeping an eye on you 24/7. I looked down to hide my face, which felt like it was about to burst into flames. Percy came closer, grabbed the towel from my hands, and turned away. Suddenly, he stepped in a puddle and slipped. Before his head could hit the ground, I caught him in my arms. Our faces were inches apart, and I knew my heart was pounding. For a moment, Percy turned pale, like he was scared. The answer came a second later when a beautiful girl came running in. She froze when she saw me standing there. "Where's Percy?" Percy had already vanished. I realized he was purposely avoiding this girl. "He's not here." She narrowed her eyes at me, clearly not buying it. After a moment, she spoke in a sickly sweet tone. "Caddy, Percy's future wife." "Nice to meet you. I'm the new bodyguard. I know you're jealous of me. And let me be clear, if you even think about getting close to him, I'll make sure you regret it." "Is that so? I'm just here to do my job. Protect him from harm. From people like you." Caddy's face twisted, but she just stomped her foot angrily before storming off. "You can come out now." Percy leisurely stepped out from behind one of the columns by the pool, a pained smile on his face.
Caddy's a bit intense.
She barged in here like she owned the place and even threatened me.
Are you jealous?
For a moment, I realized Percy and Caddy were perfect for each other. They were both nuts.
I really don't like Caddy, and she's definitely not my future wife. She's just the daughter of one of my dad's business partners, a park ranger.
That keyword caught my attention. Why would a big shot director have business dealings with a park ranger? I tried to pry more information from Percy.
A few years ago, I used to go with my dad to her house near the forest. While my dad and her dad talked business, we played together. Maybe she misunderstood and got clingy.
His story pushed me to continue my work that night. I pulled out a magnifying glass, a small flashlight, and a few specialized tools. I turned on the UV light and scanned the ivory tusks. When the light passed over them, my breath caught. The telltale crosshatch pattern known as Schrieger lines appeared under the glow. These tusks were real. This was all the confirmation I needed about Mr. Hawthorne's illegal activities. The next morning, Percy barged into my room with an overly excited expression. He must have come up with another one of his ideas.
Your profile says you're really good with guns. That's awesome. Teach me.
He was such a handful. Why did he have to look so darn cute when he was excited? Jeez, Z, get a grip! Percy was serious enough to have prepared 2 fake guns for the training. He missed almost every target. I took his hand, guiding his movements, and we got closer than ever. Just as the practice was starting to go smoothly, an intruding voice interrupted. "Percy, darling!" Before I could react, Caddy had already wrapped her arms around Percy and kissed his cheek. "I've been looking all over for you! There's a party at my place tonight and you have to be there!"
I've got practice with Z tonight.
This was a golden opportunity. Going to Caddy's house, I could gather even more information. "We can reschedule the practice for tomorrow, right?" "Go ahead. I'd love to go." Caddy's eyes narrowed as she looked me up and down, clearly annoyed by my enthusiasm. But seeing me excited, Percy agreed.
All right, we'll go tonight.
The party at Caddy's mansion by the woods was in full swing. She waited for us at the door, her gaze sweeping over me before she grabbed Percy's arm and pulled him away. That was exactly what I wanted because I wasn't here to party. I quickly pinpointed the most valuable-looking room, likely Caddy's dad's office, and slipped inside without raising any alarms. The room was filled with ivory and horn decorations, and there was even a massive deer head mounted on the wall. Were these things real? I searched for anything useful, and then I found it. A stack of documents hidden beneath a pile of fashion magazines. These weren't just any papers. They detailed transactions, shipments, and inventory lists, all connected to the illegal wildlife trade. I snapped a few photos of the documents with my phone and sent them to Mr. Blackwood. Then I carefully put everything back in place. Just as I was about to leave, a small handwritten note tucked inside one of the ledgers caught my eye. It listed a location and time, 9 p.m. tomorrow. My heart raced. This had to be the site for the next illegal shipment. This was the breakthrough I needed. But before I could even catch my breath, I heard voices and laughter growing closer in the hallway. I quickly closed the drawer and looked around for an escape route. Outside, the summer rain was pouring down in sheets. I landed on the wet grass below, drenched to the bone. I needed an excuse to head back home before Percy noticed anything off about me. My whole body ached and I felt like I was burning up. I woke up to find Percy's face inches from mine.
You're awake? You're looking better. Your fever's down.
I must have caught a cold from getting soaked last night. I tried to sit up but felt dizzy. Did you take care of me?
Don't worry, I went to med school. Graduated top of my class, no less.
Impressive and surprising too.
Yeah, my dream was to become a doctor, but my dad, he has other plans. He wants me to take over the family business.
I felt sorry for this guy. He had no idea his father was a criminal. Forget what your dad wants. This is your life, not his. I can see how hard you've worked. Don't let anyone, not even your dad, take that away from you. Fight for your dreams.
Thanks, Z. That means a lot to me.
Suddenly, Percy leaned in and kissed my cheek.
Oh gosh, is your fever back?
Even though my body hadn't fully recovered, I still had a mission to complete that night. I grabbed Percy's fake gun just in case things went south. By the time I reached the location on the note, it was already 9:05 p.m. I spotted Mr. Hawthorne's car parked outside a large warehouse, and I climbed up onto the roof. Peering through a large square vent covered with steel mesh, I saw a few elephants and rhinos trapped in huge cages. A group of men stood around, led by Mr. Hawthorne, who was holding a saw and a cattle prod. I pulled out my phone and snapped pictures of the scene below. After tonight, the guilty would be brought to justice. But then I thought about Percy. He would be the one most hurt by all this. And if he knew I was the one who exposed his dad, would he hate me? My thoughts were interrupted as the men below started up the machinery, and I knew I had to do something to save those animals before my boss arrived. My eyes quickly scanned for the power switch, and Percy's fake gun still weighed heavy in my pocket. Without thinking much, I aimed the gun and click. The entire warehouse plunged into darkness.
Power cut? Fix it now!
Suddenly, an uncontrollable itch crept up my nose. I sneezed, loud and clear, and my heart sank.
Up there, on the roof!
Stupid cold! A wave of dizziness hit me hard as I tried to find a way out, my body betraying me at the worst possible moment. I slid down from the roof and still managed to take out a few goons. Mr. Blackwood would be here soon. I just hoped I could hold out, but they kept coming armed, and I knew I had to make a run for it. My bike was parked a short distance away, but I ran straight into someone before I could reach it. Percy, what are you doing here?
I followed you. You're sick. Where were you going? Percy, stay away from her! She's a spy! What are you talking about, Dad? Zinnia is my girlfriend.
Percy stepped forward, using his body to shield me. He called me his girlfriend. Mr. Hawthorne's face suddenly went pale as I turned to see Blackwood arriving with the police force. Percy was in total shock, but I didn't have time to explain anything before a crushing headache made me pass out. When I woke up, Mr. Blackwood told me Percy was gone. I hadn't seen him since, and he hadn't tried to contact me either. The last words he said,
Zinnia's my girlfriend,
kept echoing in my mind. 3 years had passed, and I had left the academy to join the police force. It was the best decision I'd ever made. I no longer wanted to be a weapon. I wanted to be justice, to protect those who couldn't protect themselves. One afternoon during my shift, I helped an elderly woman to the hospital, and I was shocked when I saw the doctor who walked in. Percy, I can't believe I'm seeing you again. How have you been?
Amazing. I took your advice and pursued my dreams. And look at you. You became a cop.
Yeah, Percy, I'm so sorry about your dad.
Shh. Justice always needs to be served. And you did the right thing.
He looked so much more mature in his white coat, and I couldn't deny that my heart still skipped a beat seeing him again.
Not good. It looks like you have a fever again.
You idiot, it's not a fever. It wasn't a fever that time either. We looked into each other's eyes and smiled. It felt so good to see him again.
Miss Rainbow, just 5 minutes, please. Can we have a 5-minute interview with you?
Sorry, please, just let me go.
Oh no. Amanda tried to think fast. How could she get away from them? Ah, there it was. An idea struck her.
Ah, dang it. Lost her again?
Shoo, that was a close call. Dealing with situations like that had made Amanda pretty quick on her feet. She took a deep breath and then said,
Hey there, Oh my, it's Miss Rainbow, our ultra VIP guest. Whoa, what is this? Please, have a look at our latest designs.
Okay, sorry about the interruption. She was a 17-year-old KOL from Florida, Amanda Watson. Yeah, people probably guessed why they called her Ms. Rainbow, right? She was born with deep brown hair that her mom used to call boring and ugly. Whatever, Amanda had been fine with it. She had never planned on becoming a model.
Daddy's so cool. I want to be a swimmer too and bring home tons of medals like you.
Let's wait and see, my little goldfish.
But everything changed when Amanda's dad got injured and couldn't compete anymore. Their family was drowning in unpaid bills, and her parents fought from dawn till dusk. Eventually, they split up, and her dad had to leave Amanda with her mom. She hadn't wanted that at all, because her mom had never supported her following in her dad's footsteps. Instead, her mom turned her into a nationwide sensation with her rainbow hair since she was just 6 years old.
Yes, initially we were scared and took her to the hospital, but the doctor said she was fine. Rainbow really was born with this beautiful hair. Maybe it's a gift from God. Oh my gosh, Rainbow, what are you doing?
Oh, little one, you shouldn't do that. You'll mess up your rainbow hair.
Sorry, Rainbow just gave me the secret signal that she needs to use the restroom immediately. Let's wrap up filming.
Born with rainbow hair, huh? Pfft. Just a scam. Amanda hated being made into a fraud by her mom, but she couldn't deny that the rainbow hair had changed their lives.
Look, her hair is like magic. Prettier than Rapunzel's.
Is that the famous rainbow girl with the natural rainbow hair? Oh, she's so cute.
Can we do the A Day in My Life vlog of Princess Rainbow?
Sure, I'll arrange it later.
The rainbow hair drove everyone wild and even sparked a new trend. Brands were all over Amanda, eager to have her as their model. Before long, her family had cleared all their bills and even started splurging on high-end items. Life became easier, but Amanda wasn't happy. She would often sneak away from her mom to swim alone. When she saw the poster for the city swim team tryouts, she was determined to join that year. But with everything going on, she missed her dad, missed the pool, and was tired of maintaining the rainbow hair.
Enough! My hair can't take another dye job! Please let me go back to my original color. Nonsense! No one wants you with that boring, ugly hair. This rainbow hair is a moneymaker, Rainbow. You have to keep dyeing it.
Her mom even replaced all the shampoo in the house with mixed hair dye whenever Amanda resisted. She was obsessed with the rainbow hair. The worst day came one morning.
What happened? Oh my god, no! Where's your rainbow hair?
Continuously dyeing it to maintain the public image of rainbow hair, Amanda's hair became weak and started falling out.
I told you, Mom! Now what am I supposed to do going out like this? Don't worry, I'm prepared. We can fix this.
So, she had to keep showing up in public with an even bigger lie. This wig is so hot and itchy. Spending all day shooting with that fake hair was exhausting for Amanda. But she didn't want anyone to see her like that. The only thing that could calm her down was swimming.
Ah! Gosh, watch it, will you? I thought I broke my neck there. Oops, sorry. I didn't see you under the water. Well, huh? What's this? No, nothing. I'm sorry. Please don't mind. Either way, you still need to get your eyes checked. Phew.
It looked like the girl didn't recognize Amanda. But what was with that attitude? She had just wanted a relaxing swim, but no such luck. However, the real surprise was still waiting. Just a few hours later, at the studio for a brand photo shoot, Amanda was totally shocked.
Honey, meet Regina. She's a famous model who just returned from Australia. The brand is really looking forward to your collaboration in the upcoming shoot. Hello. I've heard of you, Rainbow. Have we met before? I don't think so. Ready to start the shoot?
Okay. Amanda could sense trouble brewing right there.
1, 2, 3. Perfect. Beautiful. Ladies, switch poses. 2, 3. Yes. Wow, Rainbow. Move a bit more to the center. This rainbow hair is so photogenic. The lighting is just perfect.
Ouch! Jesus! Are you crazy? Get out of my spot. But they clearly told me to stand here. How dare you?
Oh no, this was bad. Amanda could feel the glue coming loose. If the girl kept pulling, her secret was going to be exposed.
Oh no, there's a caterpillar crawling on your hand. Ah, what the?
Their first photo shoot together was a complete disaster. It was clear that Regina had no intention of leaving Amanda alone. In the following shoots, Regina continued pulling cruel pranks, pouring glue into Amanda's shoes, spiking her coffee with chili powder, and even cutting up her clothes. Even though Amanda tried her best to avoid any conflicts, Regina made every shoot feel like a nightmare. The climax came when Regina set up an elaborate trap just for her.
Ah! What the heck?
That girl was too much. Amanda was furious. $100,000 contract? She was ready to cancel everything, just so she wouldn't have to see Regina's face ever again.
Well, well, hot news for the press. A model deceiving her audience with a fake rainbow wig. I knew it. It was you I saw in the pool with that bald head. Regina, so you set me up on purpose? You think I let a no-talent take my spot with a stupid rainbow wig? Enough! Your spot? It's all yours. I don't even want this rainbow hair. This isn't the life I want.
Amanda poured her heart out to Regina, how her mom had forced her into modeling and made her live with that fake rainbow hair again and again, and how her real dream of becoming a swimmer remained unfinished.
What? I can't believe she did that to you, treating you like a money-making tool. Calm down, Regina. That's too much. Didn't you just laugh at me 5 minutes ago? Sorry, I didn't mean it, but what your mom did is so unfair. Whatever. I've signed up for the city swim team tryouts. I won't miss this chance. It's just, I wonder how long I'll have to hide my hair. Amanda, I have an idea.
After Amanda distracted her mom by asking her to go to the supermarket, Regina began setting up a live stream to reveal Amanda's real hair.
So, I just take off the wig and talk? Or what do I do? You're such an amateur. Just be yourself. Spill it all out like you're talking to me.
Come on, Amanda, just do it quickly. Once everything is out on the live stream, Mom can't do anything, Regina encouraged her. But just as Amanda was about to take off the wig, her mom stormed into the room like a hurricane and immediately kicked Regina out.
She's my friend and she's helping me. I'm tired of lying to everyone. We need to come clean about my rainbow hair, Mom. How dare you, Amanda? Do you have any idea what people will say when they see her bald head? But I'm tired. I don't want to be controlled by this fake hair anymore. Why can't you think about how I feel? No, Amanda. You can't take it off. I did all this for you. The rainbow hair saved us from starvation. Do you want to go back to struggling with bills? I'd rather live true to myself, Mom. I've signed up for the city swim team tryouts. Tomorrow, I'm going to compete and reveal everything there. You can't stop me. Amanda, remember, you forced me to do this. You're not leaving until you think about what you've done. Mom, let me out!
Amanda knew that the rainbow hair had given her everything she had now, and she wasn't ready to face everyone without it. But was she supposed to live with a wig? Forever? No way. Early that morning, she carried out her escape plan. From the outside, she looked like a good girl, peacefully sleeping in bed, but it was all an act. Time to drop the curtain. She arrived at the competition just in time.
Go for it, Amanda. I brought a special gift for you.
Oh, it was her dad. Amanda's dad had come to watch her compete.
Thank you, Regina. I'm ready. Come on, no more talking. Go claim your spot, Amanda.
Wearing her rainbow wig as usual, Amanda's appearance at the starting block drew all eyes.
Look, that's Rainbow, the famous model with the rainbow hair.
Just then, Amanda caught a glimpse of her mom in the stands. Maybe this was the last thing she would do for her mom before finally living for herself. The water couldn't muffle the enthusiastic cheers of the audience that echoed all around her.
Amazing! She looks like a mermaid with the rainbow hair.
She's gonna win first place, right? Go, Amanda!
Feeling overwhelmed with happiness, Amanda felt as if she had gained 1,000 points of strength and continued speeding forward.
Amanda! My little goldfish! Go for it!
Go, Amanda! Don't stop!
The finish line was right there. That moment, the dream Amanda had cherished for so long was finally within reach. She did it.
The future world's #1 swimmer is right here. Congrats, Amanda! Or should I call you Rainbow?
No, Amanda's better.
Well done, my darling girl. You're Dad's pride and joy.
Dad, I've missed you so much.
Though Amanda didn't win the top spot, she earned a place in the city swim team's training squad. Her mom came over right then, and in front of dozens of reporters and cameras, she personally removed the fake rainbow wig from Amanda's head.
You deserve this, Amanda. I'm sorry for my stubbornness. Know that above all, I want you to be happy.
Amanda hugged her mom tightly, basking in the cheers around her. There it was. She truly shined without the rainbow hair. This time, it wasn't about winning or fame. The best part was that she was finally being true to herself.
All my focus was on this game. My hands gripped the controller tight, my fingers flying across the buttons with expert precision. Headshot! The last opponent was down! My chat box instantly flooded with compliments from viewers who were in awe of my killer skills.
Your reflexes are insane. So freaking good.
She won again!
Nobody can beat her. She's the best of the best.
I was grinning from ear to ear, basking in the glory when... You little rascal glued to your games and computer all day. Let me show you what's what. Hi, I'm Billy. A gamer, a tech whiz, a hacker, or whatever term you know from someone who's a tech genius. Online, I was all that. But in real life, I was just a shy girl, terrible at socializing with zero survival skills. The thing is, I used to have both my parents, and my dad was the one who sparked my love for technology. We could talk for hours about computers, how to build them, fix blue screen errors, break through firewalls, you name it. But then, one day, Dad said goodbye, told me he had to go work far away, and gave me a watch as a keepsake. That was the last time I ever saw him. After that, it was just me and Mom, and every time I asked about Dad, she would avoid the topic. I started to close off and dreaded going to school because of the teasing about my incomplete family. So Mom decided to homeschool me. And from that moment, the computer became my best friend. The days passed by in peaceful monotony until one day, while I was buried in fixing a bug, I heard the news that my mom had been in a car accident and was in critical condition. I rushed straight to the hospital and was devastated to see my mom lying motionless. Worse, the doctor said that if she didn't have surgery soon, she wouldn't make it. But the surgery cost a fortune. Where was I going to get that kind of money? I wandered outside, walking along a bridge, feeling like the world was crumbling around me. Just when I was at my lowest point, my phone buzzed with a message from an unknown number. Complete the task and the money will be yours. What the fudge? Probably just another heartless scam. But then another message came through. Scream out loud and $100 is yours. It seemed ridiculous, but I did it anyway. Anything to blow off some steam. Right after that, I heard a ting, and my account had been credited $100. I hadn't even recovered from the shock when more messages started coming in. Go to the convenience store and buy something, feed a stray cat, and other silly tasks. I did them all and the money kept rolling in. I was getting pumped about this easy money gig when a hidden mission popped up with a reward of $1 million? Just enough for Mom's surgery. I didn't think twice before hitting yes. A limousine showed up and took me to a secret location. A screen lit up with the mission, hack the computer of Westfield High School's principal within 2 weeks. Wait, wasn't this illegal? But it's $1 million. $1 million freaking bucks! After agonizing over it for a while, I decided to go for it. Mom, please trust me. And that's how I ended up here, posing as a new student at Westfield High. How long had it been since I last attended school? I tried to put on my most determined face, but the truth was, my legs were shaking like jelly. Thankfully, I managed to pull myself together a bit when I met Principal Wilson. He seemed super kind and gave me a warm introduction to the school, but I was only focused on scoping out the room, and more importantly, the computer, my main target. Wait, there were 2 of them? Which one was I supposed to hack?
Any questions, young lady?
Yeah. Which of these computers has the password?
Excuse me?
Oh, I mean, I just wanted to say your computers are really nice. This wasn't going to be as easy as I thought, but whatever, I needed to get to class first. But disaster struck right away. I couldn't open my locker no matter how hard I tried, and I couldn't even find where to enter the code.
Need help with that?
With just a quick turn, they unlocked it easily. I thought it needed a password like a computer. It had been so long since I'd been around so many people. I kept my head down trying to avoid attention until... Crispy crickets! I looked up and saw the most gorgeous guy ever. I mean, look at those thick eyebrows, high nose, and those eyes.
Move it. You're in the way.
He didn't even bother helping me. Looks like being handsome doesn't mean much if you've got a lousy attitude. Phew, finally out of those boring classes. It was time to eat. After getting my food, I spotted a table in the corner and headed straight for it when I tripped over a chair leg, sending my tray flying into the air, and the food rained down on a very stylish girl's head. I am so sorry, but what do I do now? Ew! I'm not sure if this is still edible. Are you dumb or something? No, but... Then she raised her hand and I braced myself for a slap. But just then, that annoying guy from earlier suddenly appeared. Look at that aura. Was he coming to save me?
No need to lay hands on someone this dumb. Just do this instead.
And then he took his own plate of spaghetti and dumped it right on my head while everyone around burst out laughing.
Ooh, I like that new handsome guy.
That jerk, Patrick. One day, I'll make sure he gets what's coming to him. It was only the first day and everything had already gone down the drain. My mission hadn't progressed at all because there were always students hanging around the principal's office. After that day, I decided to bring my own lunch to the storage room to find some peace and quiet. But suddenly, a cold voice echoed through the room.
Who's there? How dare you trespass in my territory?
Sorry, didn't see your name on the door. I'll just sit and eat for a bit and then I'll be out of your hair. He frowned at me before turning away and lying down to sleep. I just kept eating. Pizza, yum. By the way, why is pizza round but the box is square? Hey, aren't you eating lunch? I've got an extra slice of pizza, though I already took a bite. Hope you don't mind? You know, when I was little, I thought pizza was a birthday cake because it has layers and toppings, but when I cut it, no one sang happy birthday to me.
You talk too much. Can you just scram already?
This annoying guy. If I see him again, he's gonna regret it. The next day, I decided to sneak into Principal Wilson's office by climbing in through the back of the school. But guess who I ran into again? Patrick. That guy.
You again? You really seem to like following me. I'll give you 5 seconds to get out of here. 1, 2...
And I'll give you 5 seconds to eat this fist. But I was unlucky enough to trip on my own shoelace and fall right on top of him. And we kissed. Peach flavor. You just ate peaches, huh? No, I mean, sorry.
And I smell garlic. What did you...
Suddenly I panicked and looked down at my wrist. Where was my watch? Oh no, the watch my dad gave me! It's gone! It must have fallen off when, with you. You owe me! Find it for me!
What? You're the one who crashed into me. Jeez, stop overreacting. Just get your dad to buy you a new one.
My dad. He's not around anymore. And then memories of my dad flooded back and I couldn't hold back my tears as I sat down and cried. But to my surprise, Patrick suddenly sat down next to me and handed me a tissue.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. Really. My dad's gone too, in an accident. Let me help you find your watch.
In that moment, Patrick seemed different. Not the jerk I thought he was, but someone really gentle. He combed through the bushes and eventually found the watch for me. We sat there talking until the hall monitor found us and we had to run away immediately. Since then, we exchanged phone numbers and texted each other every day. The more we talked, the more I realized there was something interesting about this guy. Although I still hadn't completely forgiven him for dumping noodles on my head under the excuse of fitting in with the others, hanging out with him kept the bullies away from me. That night, a message from the mysterious taskmaster popped up asking about my progress, but I didn't dare reply. There were only a few days left before the deadline and I hadn't accomplished anything yet. The next day, the school hosted a club fair and I knew this was my chance. While all the teachers and students were gathered outside, I sneaked into the principal's office. No one was there. One of the computers didn't have a password. Not the one. I quickly moved to the other one, but in my haste, I spilled coffee all over the keyboard, making it glitch out. Focus, Billy! Someone had put up some serious security, but nothing that could stop me. I quickly hacked into the computer and started sifting through the data folders, even though the keyboard kept going on and off. I messaged the taskmaster reporting that I had completed the mission and backed up the data onto a USB when I heard footsteps. I immediately hid in the filing cabinet and peeked through a gap. It was Patrick, and he was searching for something. Suddenly, a giant cockroach crawled up my leg and I couldn't hold back a scream. Patrick flung the cabinet doors open, shocked to see me. Just then, another set of footsteps approached. Patrick immediately grabbed me and we jumped out the window. But unlike in the movies, I wasn't graceful at all. I rolled around like a bowling ball as Patrick laughed obnoxiously. But hey, at least we got out of there. We ran out of the school and sat on a bench, both staring at each other, waiting for the other to explain why they were in that office. Okay, I'll go first. I'm a hacker, and my mission was to hack Principal Wilson's computer.
A hacker? Have you been gaming so much that you're delusional?
How'd you know? I'm a gamer too, but what about you? What were you doing there? Spill it!
Fine, I'll trust you for now. But you should know what you're doing is illegal. Still, maybe you can help with my mission, so I'll let it slide. I'm an agent investigating a smuggling ring connected to someone at this school. I've searched everywhere, but found nothing, except for the principal's office.
An agent? So your codename must be Agent P, like Perry the Platypus. Perry!
Let's get serious. I've uncovered that the former principal, who's now deceased, was involved in the smuggling, and he used to work in that office. There must be something on that computer, which is why someone hired you to hack it.
I was still reeling from the shocking info dump when my account suddenly pinged with a $500,000 deposit along with a message, advance payment. I couldn't contain my mix of surprise and joy as I ran straight to the hospital and paid for my mom's surgery in advance. But the curiosity still gnawed at me. Who was behind this mysterious task? I went straight home and plugged in the USB from the principal's office, and was stunned by what I saw. It was an old photo of 3 people. This looked like the former principal, that's Principal Wilson, and my dad? I kept digging and found records of their illegal smuggling operations. But the biggest shock was an article about my dad's arrest for smuggling, dated exactly 10 years ago today. So my dad... I was shaking, but I kept going and reached the final encrypted folder. It contained the password to the bank account holding the money from their last deal. 10 years in the statute of limitations, so that's why the mysterious figure wanted me to unlock this computer and get the money. Just then, smoke started filling the room and I couldn't breathe. My head was spinning, but I managed to see a figure through the smoke. I stumbled toward them and struggled, but they shoved me aside. They went straight for the computer, yanked out the USB, and bolted, but I grabbed something from them. In the aftermath, when the smoke cleared, I opened my hand and saw Principal Wilson's ring! I immediately called Patrick and told him what had just happened.
Just as I expected.
Patrick stopped me from confronting Wilson because we still didn't have solid evidence, so we planned to break into his house together and find clues. The next day, I stubbornly went to see Wilson, and sure enough, he wasn't wearing his ring. I pretended to ask some innocent questions, but he acted like nothing had happened. But while I was there, I casually hacked into a smartwatch. That night, we climbed the wall and easily bypassed Wilson's fingerprint lock because it was a basic model, and I had the info from his smartwatch. We ran down the hallway and found a hidden passage leading to a room. Too excited, I pushed the door open, but it swung back and smacked me right in the face. Billy, now is not the time to be clumsy! Then both Patrick and I stood there, mouths hanging open at the sight of the room stacked with cash. I was about to take out my phone to snap some evidence when I saw Patrick get knocked out, and a very familiar voice echoed through the room.
Ha ha ha. Well, well, aren't you too clever? But too bad this is just a trap. This money's all fake. Looks like you're just like your old man, only good for being our pawn.
I was furious and about to charge at him, but then he pulled out a laptop with a countdown timer on it.
Easy there, or you'll end up in pieces. I've rigged this whole building with explosives. Now just sit back and wait for the end.
The ticking bomb echoed through the small room. The screen was filled with complex codes, like a maze with no way out. I knew that even the smallest mistake could end everything in a fiery explosion. There it is! I found a vulnerability in the bomb's defense system, but to disarm it, I needed a decryption code. I quickly typed in a series of commands, but the security system detected my interference and started accelerating the countdown. 4 minutes, 3 minutes, access denied, access denied, access denied. My heart was pounding. 1 minute, 30 seconds, 10 seconds. I looked at Patrick, took a deep breath, and typed in one final command. Please work! Bomb deactivated. Yeah! My heart skipped a beat and I felt dizzy just as Patrick woke up, saw the screen, and, surprised, hugged me tight before sprinting out.
I'm not letting him get away!
I used what little strength I had left to crawl out of that horrifying house and collapsed on the doorstep. A while later, I heard police sirens, and from a distance, I saw Patrick pinning Wilson down. We handed over the USB containing all the evidence against him, and Wilson was definitely going to be eating prison food for a long time. Miraculously, after just one surgery, my mom's condition improved. Patrick even helped me with the rest of the money needed for her medical bills. I don't even know how I can repay him. And today, I finally gathered the courage to visit my dad, who I hadn't seen in 10 years. He was overwhelmed and couldn't hold back his tears. It was a bit awkward, but I felt an invisible bond between us. And I was so grateful that Patrick helped us find the evidence to reduce my dad's sentence. Time passed, and today was the day. I had been granted special entry into the FBI Cybersecurity Division, alongside my boyfriend. Oops, meant to keep that a secret, but it slipped out. Now I'm on the same level as you. Hello, colleague.
Dream on, kid. With how clumsy you are, you'll just be stuck behind a computer investigating, not running around like me. How's that same level, huh, Squid?
You... Without me, how could you guys have...
Shh, okay. You're always the most important to me.
George, please, come back soon, okay?
Absolutely, Adelaide. When I do, please wear this gorgeous dress for me, okay?
I haven't seen him since that day. Some say George lost his life on the battlefield. Others think he ran off to start a new life somewhere. Oh, that's so sad. Have you ever thought about looking for George again? Should we try? Maybe he's out there waiting for you. Hey everyone, I'm Valerie Elmer from New York, and Adelaide here is a dear friend of mine. An inspiration for a story that's as romantic as it is wild. Subscribe to MDA and come back for the story. Mom always said I had an eye for fashion, even when I was just a toddler. Oh, you don't like this one, huh? What about this one? Still not a fan, huh? Such a picky little lady. Will this one make the cut? That's my girl. Adelaide has been a close neighbor and a skilled seamstress, living alone just a few steps from my house. She owns loads of stunning outfits from the past, each believed to hold its own story. My passion for fashion grew from there. Growing up, I dreamed of studying fashion design at NYU. I formed a group of vintage fashion enthusiasts, and thus, the project Old Fashioned, Old Story was born. So we're collecting outfits from the 70s and tying stories to them, right? Exactly. The final presentation will be like a fashion show meets a romantic musical. What do you guys think? Sounds awesome!
I'm in!
See that cute guy? That's Bernie Miller, my crush, as you might have guessed. Bernie's sweet, but kinda clueless about the hints I drop. Like when I brought him soup when he was sick, or the chocolates and boba tea invite on Valentine's. Forget it. Back to the fashion project. It's time for Adelaide's vintage outfits to shine. Oh yes, I'm a noble woman from Wales on Broadway to watch a play. VIP seats, anyone? Tonight, it's just me and these wild beats. Finally, I found the dress I loved most. Admiring myself in the mirror, I spotted the embroidery on the collar. Yours, George. Adelaide has been single all these years. So, who's George? I begged her to tell me the story of the dress. Turns out it was a gift from her first love before he left for war. A few days later, an accident happened. I was badly injured and lost part of my memory. All I have left is this dress and the letters George sent. It's been so long. I don't even know what's become of him. George's letters always reminisced about their time together, the places they went, the things they did. He remembered everything. Each letter ended with, "I'll wait for you on the first day of May under the oak tree until time takes me away." Must be their anniversary. Super romantic, right? Luckily, the upcoming weekend is the first day of May, so I insisted on helping Adelaide find her first love. The next day on my way to school, I kept thinking about it and I didn't notice a car speeding towards me and a large puddle right next to me. Only when Bernie stepped in front of me. His warmth and those deep blue eyes nearly made me swoon.
Hey, are you okay?
I'm fine. Oh no, your shirt's all wet.
As long as you're okay.
Bernie sure knows how to make a girl's heart melt. On our way to school together, I told Bernie about Adelaide's unfinished love story and my plan. And surprisingly, he offered to help.
Huh, you'll need a great assistant, Valerie. I've got some relatives who lived through that era. They might have useful info.
Isn't this the perfect chance to get closer to Bernie? I can't wait to say yes. That weekend, we set out to track down Adelaide's mysterious first love. It almost felt like a romantic date or something. The clues in the letters led us to Radio City Music Hall, where George and Adelaide first watched a musical together, and then to Channel Gardens bursting with blooming flowers. It was so gorgeous. I'm lost for words. Come on, Valerie, don't forget our real mission here. Besides the letters, Adelaide also vaguely remembered details about George. He had warm, deep brown hair and eyes as blue as the ocean. We spotted a few older guys who kind of matched Adelaide's description, but no luck in finding the right one.
This is tougher than we thought, huh? No worries, just chill. We'll figure it out. See that big open space over there? Wanna go roller skating for a bit?
But I've never skated before.
Everyone starts somewhere. I'll teach you. No worries.
The roller skates made me a bit nervous, but Bernie quickly steadied me with his sturdy arm and slowly helped me glide. Just when I was hoping for something magical to happen,
Kiss, 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 kiss.
just a little teasing and he's all embarrassed. Bernie, you lovable fool. After a fruitless search, we decided to wrap up at Rockefeller Center and moved on to the next spot, Coney Island. No way we could miss out on the Cyclone roller coaster. I was a bit nervous as the coaster climbed, but Bernie gently held my hand. Somehow I always felt safe when he's around. Everyone else seemed to disappear, leaving just him and me. And then I panicked when I realized I forgot to zip my bag! Adelaide's love letters started flying into the air. Oh no!
No, Valerie, it's dangerous!
All I could do was watch the letters until the ride stopped. This is a disaster. They must have flown all over the huge park. What will I tell Adelaide if I lost any of her letters? Bernie bought me a Nathan's hot dog and told me lots of funny stories as we strolled along the boardwalk to lift my spirits. That's actually pretty funny.
Yeah. Feeling better?
Yeah, thanks. It's just, the day's almost over. We've been to nearly all the places in the letters, but still no sign of George. When two people lose each other, it's so hard to get another chance. I feel so bad for Adelaide.
Valerie,
Look! I barely saw a paper buried under some sand. It was one of our letters. Can't believe it blew all the way out here. It talked about an old cafe under an ancient oak tree where George and Adelaide shared their first kiss and their last date before he went to war. The ancient oak tree. Could that be where George mentioned in his postscript? I think I know this cafe. It's really close to my house. With no time to lose, Bernie and I rushed to the cafe. When we arrived, I immediately noticed an elderly man reading under the tree. His name was George, and he had been a soldier in the 70s. Bingo! So, do you remember a woman named Adelaide?
Oh, Adelaide. Is she well? Of course I remember her.
We did it! Bernie and I quickly persuaded George to come with us to meet Adelaide. While Bernie was talking to George, I quickly helped Adelaide get ready. The moment the door opened and they saw each other, I was overwhelmed with joy. Now Adelaide wouldn't have to be alone anymore. Bernie and I decided to give them some space. Bernie, back at the beach, what were you going to say to me? The air suddenly filled with silence. I looked at Bernie for a long time, silently urging him, say it, just say it. But then...
I just wanted to thank you.
What?
Well, for a fun trip like this. Thanks a lot, Valerie.
I was quickly overtaken by disappointment. Was confessing really that hard? Just then, the door opened and Adelaide saw George off. What? Wrong person? But he said he knew your name. Perhaps that was another acquaintance. Besides, the George you're looking for is George Miller, while he is George Hansen.
George Miller, huh?
Valerie, my dear, I know you wanted to help, but maybe we should accept and let go. All I need is to keep these beautiful memories. I could see the disappointment welling up in her sad eyes. I felt so bad for Adelaide, but she was right. Perhaps in this life they had already missed each other. Feeling the worst, I decided to say bye to Bernie and take a walk alone. I headed back to the cafe just as it started to drizzle. Suddenly, something shiny tucked behind a pot on the table caught my eye. It was a ring? Inside, it was engraved with yours, Adelaide. I suddenly woke up as if electricity passed through my body.
Oh, the guy who was sitting here? He just left.
I immediately dashed around looking everywhere. I was so rushed I didn't notice I'd run right out to the curb. The sound of a motor roaring towards me and the glare of the headlights blinded me. But a hand grabbed me just in time and both of us tumbled onto the sidewalk.
Valerie, that was so dangerous. What are you doing?
Bernie, what are you doing here?
Oh, I was just taking my grandpa home. Gosh, you got scraped up. What's got you running like that?
You wouldn't believe what I found. Oh, where did it go? A man had picked up the ring.
At last, it returns to me.
Excuse me, are you George Miller?
Valerie, this is my grandpa Bill. Grandpa, this is my classmate, Valerie. Hello, Valerie. How do you know my real name?
Bernie then told me about his grandpa. He was a soldier, and after coming back from war, he followed his family's wishes, married Bernie's grandma, and changed his name to Bill Miller. The marriage wasn't happy, so they divorced when Bernie's mom was young. George lived alone ever since, and no one knows he has always held on to someone in his heart. Bernie and I planned the final showcase for the old-fashioned old story project. I would invite Adelaide, and Bernie would bring his grandpa to create a real reunion moment. According to the plan, I was supposed to wear the dress George had given Adelaide for their final scene. Instead, I handed it to its rightful owner. Waiting for Bernie's cue from below the stage. What are you planning, Valerie? Don't worry, Adelaide. You look gorgeous. Shall we go out? The spotlight shone on Adelaide. At the same time, George in his old military uniform stepped onto the stage. The scene rewound to the 70s when nothing, not even war or the ravages of time, could separate their love.
Hello, Adelaide. You're as beautiful as ever.
Welcome back, George. The loving look they shared made me truly say for the first time, love is beautiful. If only... It was a bit late, but luckily they didn't miss each other forever, huh?
Right. I've been thinking about that, and I don't want us to miss our chance, now or ever. I like you, Valerie. Will you be my girlfriend?
I was so embarrassed, but heck, I just kissed him. What was there to lose anyway? I was so wrapped up in my stuff that I totally spaced on grabbing a bite. Time to raid the kitchen. Wait, what? Why are the cops here? Mom, Dad, and Tatum all look freaked out. Something major going down? Megan, there you are! We were sick with worry!
Good to see you. Where were you?
What in the world is happening here? Megan, you idiot! You were on the TV in the missing kids segment! And now with the cops in the house, how am I supposed to explain that? I've been home all along. Hey, it's me, Megan, and this shabby shack is our new house. Look at the gloomy faces on my family, will you?
No dancing, Megan, or we'll all be homeless.
That stung. Dad just lost his job, so we had to sell our place and move here. They also pulled the plug on my ballet classes, considering them a total waste. Bummer. Your whole personality was ballet, and now you gotta drop it. Just as I thought, life here is as bleak as our new house. Don't know anyone, classes are a snooze, and the school's dead with no cool activities. Man, I just want to make a ton of money and get out of this Dullsville. But how? Wonder how long this dust's been collecting here. What the? Ouch! Why is it pitch black in here? Mom, Dad, Tatum, anyone there? I try to chill out, flick on my phone's flashlight, and bam! A room full of doors appears. Whoa! Testing each path, I found ways throughout the house. All right, this will be my ticket to becoming the ballet version of Charlie D'Amelio. Then my parents will have to recognize my talent. I set up a tripod, snagged some new dance shoes, started an account at Megan the Ballerina, and started dropping vids every day after school. But man, TikTok's no cakewalk. Been a month since I started, and not a single video's hit over 1,000 views. Ballet's a money pit for new shoes. All that effort for what? What's this about, Megan? How could your grades tank like this? And they'll keep tanking till you hit rock bottom. Great. Her too. Bring it. I've never backed down from a challenge. From the next day, I haunt Tatum like a ghost. Heading to the kitchen, mind your business. Oh, is that so? What? How'd you get here before me? What do you mean? I've been here the whole time. Watch her freak out. It's not just me. Occasionally, Tatum's stuff also knows how to teleport. I had to work hard to keep from laughing as Tatum turned her room upside down searching for her things. Have you seen my science book? Nope. Be honest, did you take it? How could I understand the book of a genius like you? No lie though, the book was chilling in the secret room. Of course I planned to return it, just when... Where has this been? And of course, I saved my best trick for tonight. Now to sit back and read this, encyclopedia. Night, Mom! Watch this. 3, 2, 1. Hook, line, and sinker. What's up with the midnight family sprint down here? Don't even pretend. You're the one who dumped those fake snakes and bugs on my bed, not a ghost. I've been right here, hitting the books all night. Mom, I even said goodnight to you earlier. That's right, Megan hasn't left this floor. No, this can't be right.
Tatum, what's with you? Always forgetting and losing things, conjuring stuff up, grades slipping, and now this?
I'm sorry.
Enough is enough. Don't make us any more disappointed.
Look at that embarrassed, how ridiculous she is. How's it feel not being the golden child anymore? Time to hit up the secret base. But I nearly flipped when I saw Tatum chilling in the secret room. Now Mom and Dad will see I'm not making things up. You're behind these weird pranks. Chill, Tatum, we can work something out. How about this? We can collaborate to make Megan the ballerina go viral. You know? But nah, thanks. I don't want to work with you. When we succeed, we won't have to live in this rundown house anymore. Plus, you won't have time for those dumb pranks. Win-win, right? Huh. Let's see what this kid's got. Though I hate to admit it, Tatum's a bomb producer. Pointing out the trends to hop on, slick video effects, cute backdrops. Where'd she learn all that? Thanks to Tatum, now I've got my 4th video over 1 million views and even some brand deals. Turns out Tatum isn't just a nerdy pest, but also smart and caring, helping me out with cramps and stretching. But she's starting to remind me more of Mom every day. Megan, how long's it been since you last went to school? Planning on dropping out or what? Channel's popping. Need to post more. Not like I ever jived with school anyway. Your call. No biggie. I can edit videos myself. But my eyes won't cooperate. Keep shutting on me. Hang in there. Just 30 seconds. That was the last thing I remember before waking up. How long did I sleep? Totally forgot to charge my phone. Need to grab food. What? Why are the cops here again? Mom, Dad, and even Tatum looking serious. Megan, we were sick with worry over you.
Thank God.
Where have you been? Megan, you idiot. I called 100 times. You can't let Mom and Dad find out where you really were, got it? To keep the secret room and Tatum out of it, I had to say I snuck out to perform to earn money for us to move somewhere nicer. But the disappointment from my parents was huge.
So you hit rock bottom and still think dancing around is gonna make money? We won't make a dime of it, clear?
For me, that was it. But not for Tatum. That night, she woke me up to brainstorm secret moves. We're still on for tomorrow. Can't stop when we're trending. Tatum, give it up. Mom and Dad have a point. I can't keep ignoring my future. Future? Didn't you always want to be a professional dancer? I don't want to argue with you. It's over, that's that. Fine, I can do it without you. After that day, the vibe at home was down. I locked myself in my room to avoid the cold shoulders and buried myself in schoolwork. Turns out attending classes and paying attention wasn't as bad as I thought. After a while of hard work, I actually had some academic prospects. Not too shabby, huh? Suddenly today, when I got home, my parents were all smiles and sunshine, which is weirdly rare. Turns out Tatum had sold her robot project for a hefty sum.
We're so proud to have a genius like you in the family. We're about to move to a new house soon.
Hold up. I need to finish it first, then deliver it to the buyer. Plus wait for their appraisal. No need to rush, really. Weird, didn't Tatum want to get out of here bad? What's so special about this robot anyway? Hands off the exhibit. Ouch, okay. Challenge accepted. That night, with Tatum out, I sneaked down to the secret room. This light thing, what makes it so pricey? It's empty inside. Just a model, huh? Or did Tatum know I'd mess with it, so she used a fake? But no other robot in sight, just a hole in the wall? Wasn't there before? Peering inside, I was floored to see a mountain of cash, all in $100 bills. This stash must be at least $1 million. Before I could wrap my head around it, I jumped, seeing Tatum standing behind me out of nowhere. So, you've seen everything. What's all this? Where did this money come from? And this empty shell of a robot? Tatum explained that the day we fought, she kicked a tripod in anger and accidentally broke a hole in the wall, revealing this cash stash. We've been sitting on a treasure trove without even knowing it. But to get Mom and Dad to accept it, we needed a believable explanation. Hence the robot. More great inventions to follow so we can move to a beautiful home. Tatum, I thought you were smart. Think about it. This house was sketchy enough. And now you find a secret stash in a hidden room? We shouldn't touch a penny of it. With this money, our family wouldn't have to lift a finger and you wouldn't have to exhaust yourself with dancing. Right then, my phone rang. Hello? Mom?
Megan? Tatum?
What's wrong?
You girls need to hide, now!
What's happening to you? Hello? What did Mom say? Something's not right. Someone's threatening Mom. And Dad, too.
Listen up. Bring all the money out in 5 minutes, or you'll never see your parents again. Don't even think about calling the cops. 1 minute late, and one of your parents is going to heaven.
The creep's holding our parents hostage? We sneak out through the secret passage and peek into the house. There's a bunch of goons in black pinning down our parents. Gotta save them now. Stop! Use your mind! Right, let's call the cops. No way! Then we'd have to spill everything. Saving Mom and Dad comes first. If anything happens to them, no amount of money matters. Let it go. That money was never meant for us. I could see Tatum wavering. Fine. Suddenly, there's a crash inside, followed by loud shouting.
We're counting from 1 to 10. 1.
Gotta stall for time. I sneak back into the house and up the stairs. Hey, you guys! Want the money? Come up here.
Grab her!
Good luck catching up. Psych, I'm actually down here. You guys still want the money or what? This is the craziest game of cat and mouse I've ever played. Whoa!
End of the line, kid.
Just then, I hear police sirens. We are saved! The cops nabbed the whole gang. Only after that do my parents calm down enough to explain everything. They had been tailing us home.
God bless our family. They were dangerous.
Turns out the money was the loot from a big job they pulled off years ago. The boss was the only one who knew where the stash was hidden, and it remained a secret until he was 6 feet under. Thank you, both of you!
Are you two okay? How did you manage to be in several places at once earlier?
So my sister and I spilled the beans about the secret room, the hidden passages in the walls, and the money. Not long after, our family moved to a new place and had a heart-to-heart. Tatum confessed she didn't want to let our parents down, while I showed them how hard I've been hitting the books and how much the audience enjoys watching me dance. Our parents were genuinely surprised and impressed, so they agreed to let me continue being a ballet TikToker. They finally understood why we were so keen on making money and even thanked us for helping move the family to a better home. Needless to say, Tatum and I were over the moon. Oh, and I almost forgot. Tatum is now tutoring me too. Her smarts have made me realize there's so much more I need to learn.
I just want you to know, I've loved you from the first moment I saw you.
And then they kissed under the golden sunset by the sea.
Oh, it's over already? What a pity. Their love story is beautiful, but sadly, it only exists in books. I've read nearly all of Florian's novels. I wonder what he's like. Probably as sweet and gentle as his characters. Valentine's is coming up. Darling, get ready for tonight's party.
There will be some dashing gentlemen there.
I'm not interested, Mom. Hello, I'm Vanessa from France, living in a castle like a princess. But my love story isn't as serene as theirs. My mom is a beautiful politician, and even at nearly 40, she still turns heads.
Vanessa, come here, darling. I want you to meet someone.
He's Antoine, a rich and gorgeous guy, but a bit over the top. Son of the city mayor, so kind of famous.
You look stunning, especially in that dress. I know who picked it for you. None other than the elegant Madame Noailles.
What a smooth talker. He really knows how to charm my mom.
It would be wonderful if you became my son-in-law.
Mom! One morning, I was wandering in the park, engrossed in the last chapter of Florian's romance novel. It's been a while since he published a new book. Maybe he stopped writing because he's not well known? Suddenly, I stepped on something soft protruding from the grass. What's that? Oh my god! The dog was staring at me. Easy now. Easy. Who's a good boy? Uh-oh. Words don't seem to work on him. I'm sorry. Don't bite me. When I saw a small bookstore at the end of the street, I knew it would save my life. Wait! Stop! I crashed into him and we both fell to the ground in pain. I've never felt so embarrassed. My mom would go crazy if she knew her refined daughter just ran for her life from a dog.
Can you get off me, please?
Sorry. I've never met him before. Is he new here? Makes sense. This bookstore is also new. No, don't open it! It might still be there.
Looks like I have not one, but two uninvited guests.
I said I'm sorry. Please get rid of it so I can leave. He shrugged, picked up my high heel, and before I could react, he threw it far away, and the dog chased after it, disappearing. I was stunned. Those Jimmy Choo heels were a gift from my mom for my 17th birthday.
You did well running in those heels. If you hadn't bumped into me, who knows what could have happened to you?
I couldn't argue because he was right. I mumbled a thank you and left. I hope I never run into him again. What a terrible day. So annoying. But the worst was yet to come. When I got home, I found my mom sitting with Antoine. Why was he here? Vanessa, honey, you should start dating instead of always burying your nose in those romance novels. Antoine is a good match for you. It would be wonderful if you two dated and got married. Mom, what are you saying? I've only talked to him once.
We'll have plenty of opportunities to get closer. Just say yes.
No way. I said I don't want to love because I don't believe in love. My mom's attitude was oddly persistent. Antoine is a good boy, dear. He comes here every day just to see you. I have to do something. Something to stop this. But I already have a boyfriend! What? I just blurted it out. SOS! He's a CEO of a company. Abroad. But it worked. Mom stopped pushing me and Antoine looked utterly frustrated. The only problem now is that they want to meet my boyfriend. I'm doomed. I never expected to put myself in such a tricky situation. Totally panicked. There was no way I'd actually have a real boyfriend. Aha! I'll just hire a guy to play my boyfriend. But the plan was a total disaster, as all the guys I considered hiring turned out to be weird.
I'm just afraid I might fall for you. Who wouldn't like that beautiful face of yours?
Ew, if things got out of control, they would ruin my whole plan. Ah! I was startled to see the dog from yesterday, but today it seemed kind of cute. Well, it did chew up my expensive shoes. Oh. Wait!
Oh, it's you. Chased by the dog again today?
Stop joking around. I came here today to discuss a $1 billion business deal. And I spilled everything to him. Louis, about my dilemma.
All right. Now tell me, what's in it for me?
Of course. This bookstore of yours is quite outdated, and I can make it appear in the city center.
To be sure, let's make a contract.
Fine, I'll pay in advance. I took Louis to a men's clothing store to buy a new suit. And when he stepped out of the fitting room, he really looked like a CEO. And quite handsome, too. That evening, I brought Louis to my house, and surprise, surprise, Antoine was there. Antoine said he wanted to join us for dinner. The more the merrier, right? Not fun at all, just another obstacle. I was trembling. If the truth came out, my mom would definitely go ballistic. And the worst part is, I would have to really date someone. Oh no. This is my boyfriend. Nice to meet you, dear.
It's a pleasure to meet you, Mrs. Noai. You're the most elegant woman I know, of course, and your beautiful daughter has inherited much from you.
Wow, impressive!
So what kind of CEO are you in the US?
CEO?
Oops, I forgot to tell him about that. I need to think fast. Switch topics.
No. Currently, I'm the chairman of a joint stock company. I'm related to books, publishing books, you know? Quite busy, but I still make time for Vanessa.
Our eyes met and his hand squeezed mine tighter. Oh, maybe that was a bit too much. After dinner, my mom seemed quite pleased with my fake boyfriend, but Antoine was not. He kept that heavy face until he left. Even though the play was somewhat successful, Lewis and I had a heated argument right outside the mansion. Can't believe you're so good at this. Why don't you become an actor, or at least a writer? You've got talent.
Duh. Thanks for the compliment. And also for the extra gift. That guy nearly choked me several times with his economics-related questions.
You got paid to do that.
Then that's the extra cost.
Ugh. For the next few weeks, I had peace in my life as my mom no longer doubted our relationship. Lewis still picked me up every day, but we would part ways at the end of the street. Yeah, we'd keep to our own paths. Until one day, as I stepped out of the car, Antoine appeared.
I know everything!
Lewis and I looked at each other, both understanding what Antoine was referring to. We only had one secret between us. I can explain.
You rejected me, Vanessa, indirectly. But I never believed him. CEO of what? A publishing conglomerate? Lies! I'll give you the choice to end this lie yourself, or your mother will know the truth.
And he stormed off. I felt terrible thinking that just by lying I could cover up the truth. I'm sorry, Lewis. I dragged you into this mess.
What a waste. Antoine's the mayor's son, and if he knows about me and my little bookstore, there's no way he'll let me do business here anymore.
I have enough money to relocate your bookstore to another city or even another country.
Money doesn't solve everything, miss. Antoine is a jerk, and your mother is selfish. Why would she force her daughter to love someone she doesn't care for?
With all the pent-up frustration, and I couldn't take it anymore. What about you? A poor guy with a tiny bookstore. You think one day you could own a real publishing company? Is that your dream? Keep dreaming. I don't need you or this damn contract anymore. Lewis stood there, too stunned to speak, as if he was hurt. But he hurt me too. We walked past each other as if we would never meet again. I returned home, chuckling upon seeing Antoine sitting with my mom. Lewis was right. Antoine is indeed a jerk. Mom, before I talk to you, I want to say I never want to see Antoine again. There will be no love or wedding between you and me. Please leave. He stormed out furiously like a wild animal, but couldn't do anything else. I should have been firm from the start. After a long time since my parents' divorce, I finally sat down for a talk with Mom. I thought beautiful love doesn't exist in real life. Silly girl, I know you're affected by what your father did, but don't think love is foolish. Love will come when you meet the right person. Mom and I decided to go to the US for a long vacation. Life was good, but I always felt something was missing. Surprisingly, I could still buy Florian's books in the US, a newly released novel that I was eager to read. But the more I read, the more I realized the story mirrored mine. A foolish young lady who doesn't believe in love, trying to hire a guy to be her fake boyfriend to deceive her parents. But in the end, they genuinely fall in love. So silly! How could I have feelings for Lewis? Oh, why am I even thinking about him? But why? Do you know the writer? The writer? Antoine brought all sorts of proof to show Lewis was a fake boyfriend. Turns out he's a writer. I think his pen name is Florian or something. I don't remember much because he's not very famous. I hadn't misheard. Lewis is Florian? So this story, he wrote it for me? As if a current ran through me, my mind was clearer than ever. Mom, I found my true love! We caught a late flight and returned to France that very day. As soon as I landed, I went to Lewis's bookstore hoping to see him. The third time back here, each time filled with different emotions. But this time, I wasn't in a rush. That's silly, Lewis. Suddenly, someone appeared and blocked my way.
You're stubborn. A beautiful young lady, but so thoughtless. But you should know, if it's not me, you're not allowed to belong to anyone else.
I panicked, not knowing what to do with Antoine, who seemed insane. You know what? I'm not scared of you.
Stupid. You think...
What? What? I turned around and saw the dog growling fiercely directly at Antoine.
Get away!
Stay away from me, you filthy thing! It was protecting me. Soon, Antoine ran away in fear. Good dog. Thanks. Where's your owner? Hey, wait a minute! I ran straight into the park and there, I saw a familiar figure. Louis looked surprised to see me, but then he smiled gently.
How was your vacation? Hope you still have the other shoe, because this dog is mine.
So it's...
Yes, I fell for the image of a clumsy girl in the park, absorbed in the story I wrote from the very first time I saw you. Despite some difficulties, in the end, it happened just as I wanted.
When we meet the right person, the universe rejoices too.
That year, my obnoxious brother Orson and I were competing in an international dance tournament. After he lifted me into the air, I tried to balance in his arms, but suddenly I slipped, causing both of us to fall to the ground. My leg was badly injured and I couldn't stand up. It hurts so much!
You just ruined our performance, you dimwit.
Having said that, my brother left me on the stage alone to face the ridicule of the entire audience. Worse, my parents were also staring at me with disappointment. Hi, I hope you haven't forgotten me. I'm Dulcie, the second member of the Fearless Club. I'm so glad for Crystal that she has gotten rid of Orson. Unlike me, I have to stick with that demon lord for the rest of my life. Why? Because we're siblings. Ever since we were kids, Orson and I have trained to be professional dancers. We used to be on 2 different teams, but because my dance partner suddenly left, we had to pair up. Both of us have won many dance competitions. But after I had that injury, everything changed drastically. I was forced to take a 3-month break to recover from my injury. My parents immediately found Orson a new dance partner and blamed me that my injury had prevented him from winning the championship. With words like that coming out of my own parents, I had been beating myself up about how useless I was. That trauma made me no longer want to pursue dancing, although I loved it. Gradually, my parents started to favor Orson more and more. No matter how hard I tried in school, it was never enough for them. Having my hard-earned achievements ignored, I became extremely rebellious. That's why I kept being summoned to the supervisor's office, and it was where I met my friends in the Fearless Club. One time, I was walking past the dance class when I heard a soft piano sound. When I was sure that there was nobody around, I immediately found myself in the melody and started dancing. But the old injury suddenly recurred, which hurt so much that I cried out and fell to the floor. The music stopped and the pianist appeared. Dulcie, you can dance? Turns out, Crystal had seen my impromptu dance, and Sophie was the one who played the piano. To the curiosity of the 2 girls, I sadly told my story to them. To my surprise, Crystal shouted cheerfully, "Don't give up! You can get back to the competition. I know a talented dancer who's also looking for a partner." Really? Yep, you 2 people will make a wonderful team. That sounds great! We'll come cheer for you in our sequin dresses. I doubted it, but out of curiosity, I agreed to meet the guy. The next morning, following Crystal's instructions, I went to the Thinking Cup Cafe to meet my new dance partner. While I was waiting, someone accidentally bumped into me and spilled his coffee on my clothes. Hey, you... When I looked up at his face, I was shocked to realize that it was William, my ex-dance partner who had suddenly left me without saying goodbye. William stared at me with annoyance, and to my surprise, he was the one Crystal wanted to introduce to me.
Ugh, don't tell me your ugly personality has been keeping you from finding a dance partner after all these years.
You're no better than me.
At least I didn't get kicked out of the competition by my own brother.
We both quickly got into a fight. My luck must have been seriously horrible to get me in this situation. The next day, despite the persuasion of my 2 besties, I decided not to see William again. I told Sophia and Crystal how William abandoned me before and how he insulted me when we finally met again. Aren't you curious what made him do that? Who cares? People always leave me because I'm useless. Having said that, I sadly left. That afternoon, I suddenly received a text from Crystal saying that she was stuck in the changing room. Orson was standing outside and wanted to take revenge on her. I immediately rushed there, but when I arrived, there was no one in sight. A voice startled me.
What are you doing here?
William? Suddenly the door closed as Sophia and Crystal spoke from outside. I'll let you go when you both talk to each other properly. We tried to break down the door in anger, but it was no use. They really wouldn't release us until we did as they said. Suddenly, a rat ran out, and I was so scared that I jumped on William. When it left, he and I looked at each other shyly. I mustered up the courage to speak first. Why did you leave me?
Weren't you the one who wanted me to leave?
William told me that before the competition of that year began, Orson gave him a letter full of my heavy criticism of him and my wish to change to another dance partner. What the heck? It was supposed to be a love letter. I used to have a heavy crush on William, but I was too shy to tell him, so I wrote a letter and asked Orson to help deliver it. Maybe Orson wanted me to team up with him so badly, he forged a fake, hateful letter. After the misunderstanding was solved, William and I once again became a team and ready to get back to the competition. One day, in the middle of practice, we slipped and fell on each other. He and I looked at each other passionately. As my cheeks flushed red from embarrassment, he gently kissed my forehead and said,
I like you, Dulcie.
Suddenly, the blinding lights turned on. Orson was sitting proudly in the stands and clapping his hands in mockery.
Look at the losers who were defeated by me.
Orson slowly approached me like a predator, but William pushed him away without missing a beat. My evil brother punched William to the ground. Furiously, I grabbed his collar and challenged. William and I will beat you, you jerk.
Good luck with that, losers.
After that, we practiced day and night. Sophie and Crystal also came to cheer for us whenever they could. At the end of the day, when William and I were leaving, suddenly Orson and his minions stopped us. You're crazy. What are you going to do? Two of them held my arms and the rest of them huddled up to beat William. Only when someone saw us, Orson and his minions let us go and ran away. At that point, William couldn't even move his arm anymore. In a panic, I hurriedly carried him to the hospital. The doctor informed that William's right arm was heavily injured. My parents, after learning of William's injury, suggested that they would hire a different partner for me, but I immediately refused them. William would be my one and only dance partner. And instead of performing that gorgeous lifting move that we had practiced so hard to perfect, I made a bold decision. William and I would perform a different but no less impressive and difficult move, the one that caused my injury many years ago. Finally, the final match between the 5 teams came. I met Orson again in the gymnasium. He nudged my shoulder mockingly, then confidently accompanied his partner to the dance floor. His first part went pretty well. He showed some pretty good moves with his dance partner. Near the end, Orson lifted his partner and imitated the secret move that William and I rehearsed before William was beaten. What a thief! But when he did that move, his feeble arms were so unsteady that his partner fell hard to the ground. Orson was so shocked by the failed performance that he quickly stood up before the end of the song, even though his partner was lying on the ground in pain. Their performance ended abruptly as the two went backstage. Orson constantly scolded his partner.
It's all your fault.
Jeez, I pity for his dance partner. Obviously it was his fault, but Orson always blamed it on someone else. William ran over to take my hand. He was very nervous. Don't worry, William. It's battle time. With a burning, fighting spirit, we marched onto the stage. The performance started off very smoothly. At the end of our performance, I hesitated for a moment until I heard Sophie and Crystal cheering wildly.
Dulcie, you can do it!
William whispered to me.
Believe in yourself.
I nodded and clung to his shoulder. We performed the beautiful move from the past that surprised all the audience. In the end, we emerged victorious with a perfect score. I proudly stood on stage with William and he gave me a big kiss. After I won the championship, my parents were very proud of me. However, I angrily told them about the times they treated me unfairly, and although they tried to apologize, because the wound was too big, I couldn't forgive them for the time being. As for Orson, after being investigated for assaulting William, Orson was stripped of the right to compete in any national dance competition for 2 years. He had paid the price for his evil deeds with William, and thanks to my besties, I now have a wonderfully beautiful love with my handsome dance partner that I thought I would never see again.
That day, as usual, I was breezing through a short test. Look at everyone around me. When they were struggling with a difficult test, I had already finished 49 out of 50 questions. When I was about to choose my last answer, suddenly my sheet was snatched away.
Give it to me. 1A, 2C.
Orson, what the hell are you doing? Give it back! We were fighting tooth and nail for my answer sheet when suddenly the teacher picked it up and tore it in half. Sophie, you got your test cancelled for disturbing the other students during the test. But... Orson crossed his arms and smirked, then even stuck out his tongue at me. That jerk. Hi, I'm Sophie. Surely you haven't forgotten me, have you? I'm the last girl in the Fearless Club and also the smartest and the shyest. The reason I was summoned to the supervisor's office for punishment was because I was fighting that obnoxious Orson to get my rightful answer sheet back. My two besties had successfully dealt with him, but my problem was a completely different matter. It directly affected my future. In order to become the school's best student, I had worked tirelessly to keep myself from falling down the ranks. For me, being downgraded was the worst thing in life. Contrary to my hard work, Orson had good marks, all thanks to his good relationships with the teachers. Not only that, he was also a despicable bully. Once, he secretly hid raw fish in my cupboard, and when I opened it, a whole bunch of sticky fish fell on me. I was so scared that I cried. He even laughed and filmed that scene, which got me teased all year long. It was why I agreed to join Crystal's Revenge Club. But before this storm could pass, another had already come. After 3 months of submitting my essay to Oxford University, they finally responded to me. I invited both Crystal and Dulcie to my house to wait for the results together. While they were joking around, I nervously looked at the screen. Hey girls, let's start the 10-second countdown. I'm so nervous. Me too. Oh my gosh, I can't even look at it. Can you guys help me? 3, 2, 1. I shakingly covered my eyes. Crystal and Dulcie shouted loudly, then suddenly fell silent. What's going on? Am I accepted or not? I took my hand off my eyes and oh my god, I was rejected? But the teacher said that my essay was the best of our schools that they submitted to Oxford this year. Why? Why? Suddenly Dulcie patted me on the shoulder. Hey, check out Oxford's response. When I opened the email, they said my essay was excellent. However, it was 90% similar to another student's previously submitted essay, Orson Baker's. What the rock? Orson stole my essay? What a total jerk! I'm still haunted by his rotten fish prank, but he just won't stop ruining my life. I know you're pissed off, but calm down. We must find proof that he stole your essay first. Dulcie patted me comfortingly, and we all started planning together. First, we needed to find Orson's essays. Dulcie was responsible for that. One day, Orson and his parents went out shopping, so Dulcie called us over to look for evidence. Crystal was rummaging through his room while Dulcie carefully checked his PC, and I looked in his closet. To my surprise, there was my locker key in there. Why did he have it? I was wondering when suddenly there was a click. Orson is back! Hurry and hide! We quickly ran to Dulcie's room to hide. While running, I dropped my pen and was about to pick it up, but Crystal pulled me away. The sounds of footsteps quickly approached us. Orson kicked open the door to Dulcie's room.
Did you just enter my room?
Nope.
Then why is it so messy?
Orson was about to step into the room as the three of us worriedly held our breath. Orson, come down and get your clothes! He huffed and left the room, slamming the door. The three of us breathed a sigh of relief, then Krista and I climbed out of the window to escape. When I returned home, my locker keys was in my hand. Why did he have it? I turned on the light to analyze the evidence, but oh no. I suddenly realized I had forgotten my pen in Orson's room. I immediately contacted Dulcie to find it for me. The next morning, I received a text from her calling me to the empty classroom to return my pen. When I entered the room, suddenly the door slammed shut. Appearing in front of me was Orson. It was a trap. He took Dulcie's phone to lure me here. I immediately picked up a chair and ready to fight him.
Wait, I'm not looking for a fight.
I put down the chair in surprise. He chuckled and continued.
Is this pen yours? I found it in my room. It seems you three ransacked my room for your locker key.
I got angry and grabbed his collar. Why did you get my key and steal my essay? He yanked his collar away and pushed me to the ground.
Why don't you ask Crystal, your bestie? She helped me get the key and put the fish in your locker.
I stood dumbfounded. There was no way Crystal did that to me. I immediately went to find her to ask for the truth. I ran to the tennis court where Crystal and Dulcie were playing tennis. They were hitting the ball back and forth when I landed on my shoes in the middle of the court to stop the ball.
Sophie, we're playing. What are you doing?
Yeah, what's going? Crystal was stunned when she saw my locker key. Orson said you stole this from him. Is it true? Crystal said nothing. I immediately gave her a slap. It turns out that when Crystal was still dating Orson, she helped him steal my locker key and put rotten fish in it to bully me. However, even after knowing that, I was traumatized by it. She didn't apologize and even hid the truth. She took my hand and begged. I was afraid that if I confessed the truth, you would stop seeing me as a friend. Feeling betrayed, I took off the anti-Orson badge on my shirt and pointed it at Crystal. To hell with this damn club! You're a liar, Crystal! Even though Dulcie tried to hold me back, I pushed her away and left. That night, I returned home in fury. Crystal stood in the rain and waited for me at the door, but I still refused to go out to talk to her. Dulcie also tried to call me, but I didn't pick up. I sent an email to the principal to tell him the truth about Orson stealing my essay, believing that as soon as he saw it and let Oxford know, they would surely give us a fair chance to compete again. But the principal's response surprised me. If I did as he said, both Orson and I would have the scholarships. But if I wanted to denounce Orson, the principal would turn a blind eye on this incident. Why? Because Orson had a very good relationship with him, and moreover, Orson's parents were the school's biggest sponsor, so I was not allowed to tarnish their son's reputation. Helplessly, I slammed my fist on the table when out of nowhere, the loudspeaker was booming with Crystal's voice.
Hi everyone, it's beautiful weather today. To learn a huge secret, I, Crystal, have stolen Sophie's locker key and leaked her essay. Please give her justice.
Immediately, Dulcie appeared at the door of the principal's office. She fell to her knees and knelt down to hold my hand. You need to stop Crystal. If she confesses the truth, she'll be expelled. Seeing my friends willing to make sacrifices for me, it reminded me of the time where the Fearless Club was still fun and close. We were all victims of Orson and the school's horribly unfair system. I stood up and tore my essay in half in front of the principal. I don't need your worthless help. I immediately left his office and followed Dulcie to the radio room to stop Crystal. As soon as I saw her, I hugged her tightly, then we burst into tears. I'm sorry I made you lose your scholarship. I will try to get it back for you. I told her I didn't need it anymore. The Fearless Club and our friendship were everything I needed. Crystal put the badge back on my shirt and the three of us hugged each other tightly. Best friends forever! In the end, the education ministry stepped in to deal with both our ex-principal and Orson, who was soon expelled. What about me? I don't need that essay anymore. I'll do my best to find another chance to get into Oxford. And of course, the Fearless Club is still my family.